Welcome back, everybody. Happy Friday. Sheepdog Smokey here, as always. And they can't leave well enough alone. Kamala Harris has introduced a Senate resolution denouncing the use of terms like Wuhan virus or Chinese coronavirus or any other derivative thereof as anti-Asian. As with anything that the Democrats demand obedience on, disobeying them is racist or sexist or otherwise bigoted and wrong. One would wonder if Senator Harris, herself an attorney, meaning a graduate degree, Juris Doctorate, knows that Asian is not a race. Asian means you come from the continent of Asia. When you boil it all down to it, Asian is a geographic region. Now, yes, people will ask for race or ethnicity, and they will say Asian. But that's not exactly true. Asia is not a classification of a human race. It is a classification of geography. That's why it's also often called ethnicity, your ethnic group, not your race. Typically, when you look at demographics, race is boiled down to African American or black, Hispanic, non-Hispanic, white, and Pacific Islander or other. That's it. It's typically boiled down even further because the people collecting it have reports they need to file on how many white, non-white, and Hispanic people are being admitted, hired, polled, whatever it may be. One would also wonder if the senator would be offended by calling something Rocky Mountain spotted fever because it came from the Rocky Mountains in Idaho, or Lyme disease from Lyme, Connecticut. I would doubt she'd feel that as racist in any way because that is not a subset of humanity that she can use to her advantage. You see, Idaho and Connecticut, especially at the time, were overwhelmingly white populations, the very people she hates with a passion. Geography has been used for probably as long as history has been recorded to classify things. You see, you had the Roman Empire, simply because its geographic center of politics was Rome. You have Ebola, because it originated near the Ebola River. It's not race at all. It is geography. But that doesn't work for Democrats, because for Democrats, everything has to be, you're the most evil person because you don't obey me. It's just that simple. You look at Governor Andrew Cuomo. You're a racist, horrible person who wants to kill people if you don't obey his lockdown, but he goes to the gym. Chris Cuomo, his brother. You're a racist, horrible person who has no moral compass if you don't lock down. But while he himself said he was suffering symptoms of coronavirus, COVID-19, or as I call it, Kung Flu, the Communist Chinese Party virus, he left his home, did not wear a mask to visit a construction site where he was having a home built. Gretchen Whitmer locked her state down to the point where you couldn't buy seeds to grow plants. You couldn't get joint replacement surgery. Now she's saying you can't visit your own home if it is not your primary residence. She visited hers. She's been getting her hair done, her nails done, because she is above we peasantry. Everybody has been screaming that ending the lockdown will just spike cases. But recently there was a study, I would have to look it up, but I know I heard it recently, that said the ending of lockdown coincided with a lowering of cases. If you want to look at what has caused the spike in cases and the number of people suffering and those dying, look to the lockdown. I posted a video just a few days ago from Dr. Yvette Lozano in Dallas, where she is saying people are being told, yes, you have it, go home and quarantine, where you will infect your family. She flat out said she was treating her patients with hydroxychloroquine coupled with other things like azithromycin, and her patients were recovering. But then she was told pharmacists could not fill it without a diagnosis of the patient, basically why they're being prescribed that. It is absolutely amazing. I mean, Governor Cuomo ordered nursing homes to accept patients who had been infected. And over 5,000 residents of nursing homes in New York State have died because of it. I won't be surprised at all when Andrew Cuomo was on national TV. Donald Trump did not tell me not to do that. He should have told me that I shouldn't put those people in danger. It's his fault I'm an idiot. And the sheep will flock to his story. His little brother will scream it from the mountaintop of CNN. This is very simple. It is about control. Watch very carefully over the next few weeks. There are states like Georgia and Texas. States like South Dakota never locked down. Watch how things play out in those states over the next few weeks. Compared to states like New York, where Governor Cuomo's lockdown and Bill de Blasio's sycophantic agreement with it are killing New York City and other places. Look at Los Angeles in California, where Newsom and Garcetti are in full agreement that the people must be controlled. You're not going to see their COVID cases going down by any great margin. I doubt you're going to see just a massive spike where businesses are opening. You see, here in Texas, I couldn't go to the movies, although I wasn't going to the movies. I couldn't go bowling or out to a bar, but I don't do that. I could still go to Walmart, Target, Home Depot, Lowe's, still go pick up food. My life really didn't change much other than I'm not going to the office every day. I'm not seeing just this massive explosion of cases, other than what I think is a political move to classify as many deaths as COVID deaths as possible so that they can falsely inflate the numbers. I said this not long ago that the liberal wish list has amazingly happened since the lockdown. They hate prisons because they say it's racist to punish people for their crime. So prisons are being emptied. They hate having to work, and the government is giving them money, albeit very little. Everything they've wanted is starting to happen because the government in these blue states is telling people, you cannot go to work. You must depend on us for your sustenance. It only took destroying our economy to make it happen. There have been many cases where people have been let out of jail only to reoffend multiple times. I remember hearing one about a man who was released from jail, stole a car. He was found, stopped, caught, given a citation, stole another one, and another one. Eventually, at one point, stole the same car he'd been found driving in after he stole it. People have been released only to assault and kill people. But a salon owner in Dallas was sent to jail for 7 days because she wouldn't apologize for going to work to feed her family. This is a very blatant move toward Orwellian, Huxleyan, Bradburian society. And it will be a conflagration of all three. You will have Big Brother. You will have children indoctrinated to inform on anyone and everyone who dissents. You will have total control of the media. No books allowed, no newspapers allowed, no YouTube, no TikTok, no Twitter. Every bit of information you are allowed to receive will be from the government. And they'll keep you high as a kite to make sure you don't complain. There's a reason that I chose 1984, Brave New World, and Fahrenheit 451 as the books for the giveaway at 500, 1,000, and 1,500 subscribers. And it's because I believe those books are the three most important works of literature around today. A close fourth is the Holy Bible. Because those three are being used as an outline of how to run a country. Better than half of the people in power in D.C. believe they should rule absolutely. Look at how fast the very party screaming that the Republicans try to squash voting and try to intimidate voters. But look how fast they canceled their primaries, saying, oh, it's not safe, it's not safe. And they've all but said, we're going to put Biden in. They're still couching it in, well, he was leading when we stopped the primaries. As I said in a previous video, and I've said many times, more and more people every day are waking up to the reality that the Democrats are a party of tyrants. They're escaping the cave, that being Plato's allegory of the cave, because they finally turn their head to see that the very thing that they believe is true is a puppet show run by the people who have them in chains. And as soon as you realize that, being an elected official does not make you, one, the most evil person on the planet because you happen to have an R by your name, or two, the Saint Mother Teresa of all because you have a D by your name. The very people who scream and yell racism, sexism at the drop of a hat are the very people who are predominantly white and male, seen screaming at a young black woman named Candace Owens, hurling racial epithets and sexual slurs at her. The party of Believe Women is smearing Tara Reade, lying about her allegation, saying it's unproven and cannot be corroborated, when she has multiple corroborative witnesses. And they don't care one whit that we see this for what it is anymore. They have moved from the party of we have to be very quiet and sneaky about how we gain control to the party of you will bow or be made to. I don't know what else I can say on this. I honestly don't. Because I sound like a broken record every time I get on this topic. And I don't like that, but I will not be quiet about it. I will not stay silent. We need to hand out 535 pink slips with one of two messages on it. You're fired. Get out. Or, you've been here long enough. Please go home before you're corrupted. I believe Louis Gohmert, Dan Crenshaw, and Ted Cruz, and many others go to Washington with the best of intentions, but it seeps into your soul. Louis Gohmert, as I've said in other videos, I've met the man. I've stumped for him in Tyler in 2004 to unseat Max Sandlin, a Democrat incumbent, and we did. He's a good man, but he has been there for 16 years almost. It's time for him to come home, or it will destroy his soul. The sad part is, though, the very people who would replace them think just like the people screaming, free money, free money, free money. The very people who would probably replace AOC in her district in New York, if the Democrats don't just eliminate it, see no problem with her owing thousands of dollars in back taxes as she demands more taxes on the rich because they need the money. If she paid her taxes, if Al Sharpton paid his back taxes, if all of them in Congress quit using all the loopholes and actually paid the tax rate for their income, we wouldn't have a problem. But that doesn't play out in the media. That doesn't get people riled up nearly as well as, look at this billionaire, he's just keeping you down. We need to tax him. And the mindless drones cheer. It's very sad. Anyway, I've said enough. Let me know what you think. As always, be civil. We're here to discuss, dissent, and debate, not scream and yell like toddlers. As always, as well, please like and share the video to widen the conversation and grow the channel. As I mentioned, I'm doing the giveaway, 500, 1,000, 1,500 subscribers for 1, then 2, then 3 books. But I have to get there to do it. And you'll want to be subscribed so you're part of it with notifications turned on so that you know when I post. I am so far able to stay on the schedule, 10 o'clock in the morning Central Time weekdays. But there are days I post several things. The notifications will tell you. Until next time, everyone have a wonderful day.